patch notes for Season 4 for Warzone just dropped. We're going to get into what's nerfed, what's been buffed, what could possibly be meta, and everything in between, guys. If you guys like today's video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, keep those post notifications on, and let's get right into it. Coming up, we do have Verdansk is the map, right? They have that new overlook, gigantic tower, multiple levels, cranes. We have zip lines coming around, a whole bunch of new stuff. If you guys want to see more in depth, we do go over the blog in a different video. You guys want to find that blog post, and it kind of breaks this a lot more down. So we kind of already knew this was coming, right? High value loot zones are Superstore, Quarry, and Overlook. So no more train station, which is kind of a bummer. I really like train station, actually. I think that maybe they could have taken away Quarry, but neither here nor there. New limited modes, Clash limited mode, returns. That big 52v52, we've already seen this. Kind of cool that they're bringing in LTMs. Returning with Sal, this is pretty exciting. The World Series of Warzone for a 3-week period, players will be able to queue for the mode. In a World Series of Warzone, world set to mirror the experience of a top echelon player base. We kind of already know about that. Very exciting that they kind of gave us a little bit more time. I think this will span through June and July, kind of falling into August. And no global final reveal yet, but that's going to be exciting to play. Playlist coming in for when this drops. You're going to have duos and quads for Battle Royale. No solos, which is kind of crazy. No solos, except they've dropped it into casuals. There's a casual solos now. Interesting. I don't like how they kind of take away modes like that. I think if this is a big L for solo gamers, especially for BR gamers. You'll have everything solos all the way through CODs for Resurgence. And then, of course, ranked play for Resurgence, or ranked play for Verdansk, I'm sorry, will be there. Ranked play, let's see what's going on. So, they took away all launchers. I think that's a big W. They're taking away Tracker. I don't think it belonged anyway, so I think that's another big W. Other body shield, lootable event items. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. I used to play a lot of ranked, so I think it's kind of nice if the only game mode you play is ranked, you should still get event items, right? But who knows? Okay. For the rewards, I think we kind of already break that down in the blog too, so we won't really go over that. Moving forward, we've made a decision to test gameplay features in limited time mode before bringing them to our core Battle Royale experience. This approach will allow us to continue exploring fresh ideas and mechanics in controlled environments, giving players a taste of what's possible while ensuring that we preserve the core identity and we believe defines our Battle Royale. It's all about finding the right balance between innovation and staying true to what makes the mode special. I think that's kind of what they've been doing, obviously. With Plunder, they have zips and they have PRDs, and a lot of that stuff is the zips were already there before they actually brought them in. So I think that it's cool that they do that, and hopefully, you know, we see a little bit more translation, though. We've only seen the zips come. I would like to see some other stuff possibly make their way in. Gulag, players will now start with a single armor plate. I think that's a W. We don't need a full. Maybe 2 would have been nice. I think 2 would have been a little bit more doable. But 1 is better. 1 is better, especially for the pistols. Okay. They updated the ground loot, reduced the drop rate of LMGs. XMGs were all over the place. Slightly increased the rate of SMGs, which is nice. Although I don't want to be picking up only SMGs. So we'll see how that goes. Updated underbarrel and stock attachments on legendary assault rifles to better match their intended playstyle. That's a W. Adjusted possible optics available to assault rifles. Okay, that's fine. I never thought that there was a problem with the assault rifle optics, but I think it was more of the SMGs with like a 2x was probably my bigger problem. The lootable perks available in Resurgence and Plunder have now been updated. Radiated, shrouded, low profile, reactive, loot, master, and ghost. I think that lootable perks are good, but I would like to see them make their way into BR. I think that's a good quality of life. I think that it's fun. I don't think it creates a crazy advantage. Just nice to have. Buy stations on Verdansk. Buy station locations have been shuffled to inspire fresh combat encounters and new rotation strategies. The total count have been increased 49, 47. Not a crazy increase. This map is huge, man. I think that a couple more, maybe we'll see where they put them. But I think maybe even changing locations That'll be the bigger one. So if they shuffle it enough to where it makes more sense, to where it doesn't feel like there's a big disparity, I think that it'll play a lot better. So we'll see how that looks. So the new Clash mode, search and destroy. Oh no. Oh wait. Oh, Clash has a new contract, search and destroy. I'm not really gonna go over that. I don't know how excited I am for that limited time mode. Anyways, I don't think I'll play it. But it's a new contract, basically S&D. Battle Royale, supply run. An adjusted fire sale reward to the supply run contract, so it is only consumed during the fire sale public event if a free item is purchased. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Flash grenade. Flash angles increased by 20%, meaning that you need to turn further away from the dice to mitigate its effects. Flashes are completely useless, so we'll see if that changes anything. I don't really think it will. Concussion. Stun maximum duration increased from 1.6 to 2.3. Wow. Stun minimum duration decreased from 1.47 seconds to 1.15. Okay. A good healthy balance, I guess. Concussions might be a little bit more broken if you can use them correctly. The field upgrades. This is kind of crazy. This is only in Clash though right now. The door barricade allows player to secure single and double doors with a visible lock preventing enemies to access. Can only be removed by the squad who placed it or destroyed by using explosives, gunfire, or melee equipment. Ideal for delaying enemies' pushes and controlling entry points during close quarters combat. Individual players can only deploy one barricade at a time. It'll automatically self-destruct after 150 seconds. What is that? 2 minutes? No wait. How long is that? I don't know. That's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay. But only available in the Clash mode. I don't think I want to see that in BR. It's cool. It's a great idea. I don't want to see it unless they start adding other ways to kind of like counter it heavily, right? Like if you're gonna give campers something that really helps campers, give us something that really helps a more aggro playstyle, right? For the kill streaks, new to Clash is gonna be a hand cannon. Okay, so this is kind of what's kind of cool, right? Like they were saying, like all these things are coming and they're seeing how they test out in a different game mode. Something like Clash, I don't really get. I don't know how to say it. It doesn't really give it the right, I feel like, idea of how it's really gonna play, but it's a start, right? If we start seeing him more in like in Resurgence, I don't want to throw like all the crap on Resurgence players, but something else, a different game mode, maybe casuals, maybe, who knows? Yeah, hand cannon, that'll be kind of cool. Veteran, slightly increased resistance to a flash and stun. That okay. Veteran is cool. All right, Mountaineer, fall damage reduction increased up to 35%. 33. This minor increase is enough to more consistently allow a safer jump from taller buildings. I guess we'll see. 2% doesn't sound a lot. It might be a meter, maybe 2. So we'll see what that means. Bandolier removal, wildcard has been removed from all modes. I don't know why. I feel like they could definitely, I don't know. We'll move on. LC-10 submachine gun is coming. The FFAR is coming. The SX Model 7. We talked about this in the blog. We talked about all the attachments coming. The G-Grip, the Strider, the SVD, conversion kits. We talked about all that. Okay? If you guys want to see more about that, go to the blog. We go in depth. The gun adjustments. This is the meat and potatoes. This is what we want to see. Okay. AK-74 looks like it's been buffed in bullet velocity. Penalties to the barrels, marksman foregrip, gun kick reduction, focus increased 15% to 25%. Looks like it's gonna be a little bit more of a straight shooter. Yeah, but they kind of nerfed this thing. I don't think it's gonna be viable. We'll see. AMES, bullet velocity increased pretty significantly, almost 100 meters. ADS improved, nice. Sprint to fire improved. ADS improved. Heavy stock, flinch reduction, combat stock, flint reduction. Looks like, I think this gun was already pretty good. It shoots pretty straight. Bullet velocity helps. I don't know if it really makes its way into the meta, but it's definitely gonna push it up a little bit further than some of these other guns. And we'll see. AS Val bullet velocity increased. I don't think that's gonna be really anything to worry about. AMAX, bullet velocity improved. I do like to see, so it looks like they're making a full bullet velocity on all the ARs. I feel like that's kind of where we were with Warzone 1. All the ARs shot really, really far with great bullet velocity. Slightly increased view strength, view kick strength and deviation for the AMAX. Attachments, marksman, foregrip, view kick reduction, gun kick reduction. So it looks like they took away a lot of the visual recoil. It's receiving a slight recoil adjustments such that players may want to take additional recoil, reducing attachments. However, its velocity is improving to make it more consistent at range engagements. Okay. Oh, it was increased. So they actually made it with this specific attachment, the marksman, they made it to where there's a little bit more visual recoil. I don't think anybody really uses the marksman foregrip. I think you need to use the vertical. But I don't think that really, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think that really matters too much. Cypher, they improved the bullet velocity from that. Again, they're giving it more visual recoil, less flinch reduction. Or no, flinch reduction increased. So more flinch. Okay. Goblin, I mean, they're just kind of touching a lot of the visual recoil. And then flinch on the Goblin as well. Kind of same thing. Bullet velocity on the GPR. Vertical recoil penalty reduced on the GPR. But the visual recoil is increased. Let's see, but it's only with certain attachments, right? The CHF barrel and the marksman foregrip are the two things that they're really keying on here. On every gun. So bullet velocity increased with the kilo. Slightly increased the view strength overall, not just on the attachments. Marksman foregrip, the view kick reduction was increased on that attachment specifically. That thing shot straight, so I don't even think like adding a 15% or 10% buff on it is really going to make all the difference in the world, especially on something like the kilo. Craig, bullet velocity increased. Visual recoil increased on the marksman foregrip. Heavy stock and combat stock. I don't use those things, except unless I'm using an 8 attachment. So I don't think that it really changes a lot. The bullet velocity increase is going to make it even better. It still looks like we're going to have a Krig meta, which I'm okay with. I like the Krig. I think it's fun. I think the meta's in a really good spot right now. Bullet velocity increased on the Model L. CHF barrel is going to receive a visual recoil penalty on the marksman foregrip, and the barrel is going to have... I think they actually reduced the visual recoil on the Model L, so that's good on the CHF barrel. But I don't think that's a meta barrel. I don't know why they're keying in on this barrel. I don't know why. But yeah. And then they have it says Model L, but it looks like they're showing the XM. I'm gonna assume it's the XM. So the XM bullet velocity increased, and then vertical recoil penalty reduced on the XM, which is good. It kind of was a little too bouncy. And then, or is this the M4? I'm so sorry. I think it's the M4. I can't remember right now. Let me know down in the comments which one it is for BO6. I'm so sorry. All right. Same thing with all the attachments. Okay. So SMG attachments. So the SMGs, they actually damage buffed. Okay. I mean, they did the range for the C9 a little bit higher at 13.2 meters. Medium range, a little bit higher, damage buff. Maximum damage range increased 13.2 to 4.7 or 14.7. Flinch reduction increased from 50 to 55%. Not a huge on the heavy stocks though. No, I don't think anybody's using these attachments, guys. I don't know where they're getting, like, why they're keying in on these attachments. But who knows? They adjust the Jackal. Lower torso multiplier increased from 0.7 to 0.75. ADS speed improved. Okay. Marksman foregrip, visual recoil is got a nerf. You're gonna have a little bit more visual recoil. The compact 992 lower torso multiplier increased 0.85 to 0.88. Sprint to fire improved. That's a buff. ADS speed improved. That's a buff. Overall, a buff. The compact was already pretty good. Looks like it got better from range. KSV, kind of same thing. You're gonna get damage buffs from range. View kick reduction focus to increase. So I got a nerf on that side. Flinch reduction increased. Flinch reduction increased. A little bit of a nerf. A little bit better damage. Range. Doesn't really change the meta though. Now the Ladra. Getting a buff damage range for medium and minimum. But it is getting a marksman foregrip view kick reduction focus to increase. That's a little bit of a nerf. Flinch reduction increased. Flinch reduction increased. A little bit of a visual. What I've noticed is that they're kind of going for like the visual recoil. I think they think these things kind of shoot a little bit too straight. So I think they're just giving it more of like a little bit of a more of a real kickback feel. PP919 flinch reduction increased on 2 of the heavy and the combat stocks. PPSH had a maximum, medium, and a minimum damage buff. Sprint to fire improved. ADS improved. Marksman foregrip view kick reduction with while focused increased. While focused increased. A little bit of a nerf on the visual recoil. They're doing it to all the guns. All right, all the guns, all the heavy stock for the marksman foregrips. SOG damage range, medium, maximum, minimum, all buffed. And view kick reduction focus to increase. Again, flinch reduction increased. Visual recoil stuff, Tonto, kind of same thing. Damage range. Visual recoil increases with the marksman foregrip. Okay. Shotguns, nothing crazy. The Maelstrom got a little bit of a damage range buff. ADS and sprint to fire improved. The Fang got a damage nerf. That's like the first thing they've nerfed is the Fang, which is kind of interesting. For maximum damage. But they did buff the max damage range. That's cool. Yeah, they did a pretty big nerf on the Fang. It wasn't really good, so I don't think we really need to worry about that. GPM isn't really going to be very good either if they're nerfing it. Yeah, they're nerfing it. Nerfing the PU-21. I don't know why. These things weren't good. Nerfing the XMG. These things weren't good. I don't know why they're nerfing it. Okay. They're kind of doing the same thing with all the marksman foregrips, marksman. I mean, nothing really crazy. No real crazy. Oh, okay. Damage range, eh. This is a one-shot if it's max damage range. The AMR mod 4, a one-shot. This might be a crazy sniper buff right here. Look out for this AMR mod 4. Bear 50 cal. That first reduce the first shot recoil, which is huge. Bullet velocity is up. This might be something to pay attention to. Okay. For the widgets, death recap system has been expanded to provide clear insights into the circumstances surrounding your elimination. New indicators now include precision airstrike reveal, cluster strike reveal, bunker buster reveal, coughing. Indicates if your position was revealed by coughing, obviously. Tracker ADS auto ping indicates if you're pinged. Alertness detection. They're just kind of adjusting that, letting you know more info on how you got killed. Specialist perk tracking. Challenges requiring perk activation will now also track progress when players acquire the specialist perk. Okay, cool. UAV kill streak challenge. Activate 2 kill streaks. Okay. Camo challenge clarification. Updated camo challenge description from get kills shortly after sliding to get kills while sliding for clarity. Okay. Added an armory challenge to the Jack Intimidator. Sweet. Bunch of bug fixes. Fixed the issue with the most wanted target displayed at the in the mission UI could show a previous bounty target in some scenarios. Fixed an issue where the Jack backstock conversion kit was using the incorrect ammunition type. Fixed an issue where Warzone kill streaks could be unusable for a remainder of the match due to airspace too crowded. That was a big one. That would be nice because I think it happened mostly with precision airstrikes. Fixed an issue in Warzone where challenges requiring a kill on a player affected by specific equipment were not tracking correctly. It happens all the time. Fixed several melee weapon descriptions that incorrectly stated they would one-hit kill, which is only true in multiplayer. Fixed an issue where the AUAV score event was incorrectly labeled as Harp Assist. Fixed an issue causing as AS Val CHF barrel will be unrestricted in ranked play, which is interesting. I don't know why that's random. Fixed an issue where Warzone ranked play restrictions were not applying to default loadouts. Oh wow. Fixed an issue causing sprays to be restricted in Warzone ranked play. Okay, so you can spray in Warzone ranked now. That'll be kind of interesting. Maybe you'll be able to see more people using, like, you know, the fake decoy person on the wall. Interesting. Fix an issue where default contrails were missing an icon. Fix an issue where players might see your profile was signed out error message when joining match. Okay, that's basically it. Not a whole lot, to be honest. I don't think that they changed a lot as far as meta-wise. I don't think that anything is really changing up. Obviously, we have a whole bunch of new guns, so we'll see if the LC-10 and the FFAR will be used properly. But that's kind of it, guys. It's not a really crazy update. I think that as far as meta-wise, right? I'm excited to see what Outlook looks like. The new guns will probably switch up the meta. I'm excited to see that sniper meta. So we'll kind of see maybe what switches up. It'll be interesting to see what exactly is going to happen, guys. I appreciate you guys checking it out today. If you guys made it to the end, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and, you know, put those post notifications on so you don't miss any more contents like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.